I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Road Studio. I hope you want to make sure, first of all, that you have plastic on your table whenever you get ready to start on your kit. An unfolded trash bag works great. If you open it up, that is a perfect solution. Now, I made a mistake on the packing list on the wreath entry, because if you look at this, you don't need green paint or a tiny paintbrush. So those two things are on the packing list, but you don't need those, and I just forgot to take them off of the packing list when I drew it. So just have to excuse that part. Look, another card and sticker. Okay, and another package of art resin. We have paint, or ketchup packets of paint, green glass, our red balls, and our colored balls. But you do get tweezers with this kit. So, ta-da! Because these little balls are so tiny, you all. They're just tiny. And that's it. They're tiny. I don't know. What are you going to do about it? Okay, so that's what we're going to do about it. We're going to give you tweezers to work on it. Okay, dust these off. And figure out which ones you want to use for which ornaments. I think I'll use the big ones for my wreath and use the smaller one for my tree. You're going to take your ketchup packets of paint and open them up. You will have more than enough to do these. Squirt them onto a paper plate or something. And my blue packet, my blue paint, and you can paint your backgrounds whatever color you want. I kind of liked the tree being like it was outside, but that's just me. Then you'll have a sponge brush, and we're going to paint the background with our light blue paint. Okay, I'm going to get a lot of that paint out, and then I'm going to paint the white background so that these can all be drying before I put glass on them. This would be super cute to do the wreath and put an initial in the middle of it. If you had like initial stickers or a vinyl machine, you could do a monogram in the middle of it. You can put that down before you pour resin on it, and then it'll be embedded under the resin. You could write a word on there, like joy would probably be a good word because it would fit inside the wreath. You could do a monogram. You could do somebody's last name. You could do the year. If you want to remember the year 2020. Let's do our wreath first. So you don't have to be able to draw a circle because your wood is already in a close enough circle, really. So we're just going to open up this package of glass, and we're going to place it in a circle. And I would start kind of skinny. You can work your way around. All right. You're going to sprinkle your glass around the edge here. Like so. Round and around and around. This isn't even the tedious part. But you want these ornaments to take a few minutes. You don't want it to be so easy, right? Now, if you feel like it's getting out of whack, you can just use your end of your tweezers to kind of move things back. going to let that be it for these sweet little wreaths. Now see how cute that would be to put like a little initial or something in there? Okay, we're gonna put our red balls. Now you could switch it up. You could put these on your wreaths and put the colored ones on your tree, whatever you wanna do. But I am going to use the red balls, if I can get them open, on this. Just gonna dump them out here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to place these onto a wreath. And they're gonna roll around and they're gonna go where they wanna go. But for the most part, they will stay where you put them. As I try to use those tweezers. If you need to hold them in place, like if they're just flying everywhere, you can use a dot of clear glue on the back of them. And I like to put, if I'm going to use clear glue, I like to, this is just clear Elmer's glue. I just put a little bit down. I just put down a tiny amount of clear glue, and then you can dip and place. But you do not need to do that. You can really just set them down like this. But if they're driving you crazy and they're bouncing off and it's causing you more stress than enjoyment, use the glue. It's not going to hurt anything. Just have to make sure that it's dry before you pour resin on it. Okay, we have 2 wreaths. Let's set them over here. Time to do our trees. Now this would be such a fun time to pull out your old jewelry, a broken beaded bracelet, something, some kind of earring or something that grandma gave you. I don't know, something fun to include on these trees. I love the ornaments that we had in here, these little polymer ornaments. I love those. But I love the idea of including something from your home, something that is special to you. So this is a good time to do that. Look, this was an old beaded purse that broke. That would be so cute to use on here. You could string them on there. You could just sprinkle them on. There's a pearl in here from a piece of jewelry. There's all kinds of different ideas, things that you have at home that you could use. So don't be afraid to make this your own. Sometimes it's easier just to put it on here and then kind of make it into the cone shape. Okie dokie. Let's see here. All right. I love these funky little wonky trees. I prefer them to be kind of tall and skinny, and you could even make it. Let me make one that kind of bends over a little bit. Kind of a whimsical tree. You could make a Charlie Brown tree. Gosh, you could do all kinds of stuff. Use your imagination. And if you don't have one, I'm sure there are some kids around you that have one. Everybody has an imagination, so. Look, that one's gonna have a really heavy star on the top. It's kind of cute. Okay, these little polymer beads are tiny. I recommend putting them in your cup, one of these cups. And then place your star. So that helps you because you've got to leave enough room for your hole at the top. Now this one off to the side is going to be fine, but on one like this that's up and down like that, you'll have to leave room for it. Okay, this is going to make you, yes, a single earring would be great to use for ornaments. Absolutely. This is going to be like operation. But think of all the different little things you could use for this. these slide down in there, and they're just going to kind of go down in between those green, that green glass, and they will just rest down in there. And again, if they're really driving you crazy, you get out that glue. There's no shame in that. I use glue all the time when I need to. So that is not cheating at all. Look how cute that is. I could put a few more on there, but let me do this next little one. See why I have to use my hands are so shaky. I have to use well, maybe not. I could probably do it without. Helps to kind of push them down to keep them in place. And that'll help when you go to resin as well. And they have no chance of rolling off if they're nestled down in there. Hope you all can see okay. I feel like I'm kind of far away. The camera. You can see my best okay, can't you? All right. Look how cute. Okay, and now our trees are done. I love them. Now you could put snow on here too if you wanted to. You could definitely add some white polka dots of snow. Okay, I'm going to show you how to pour resin on your pieces. These kits come with a packet of art resin, and these are so great. They're 2 ounces, which is just enough to do 4 ornaments. So each kit comes with 1 packet of art resin. And what you do is cut open the top carefully, making sure not to open the resin packets, right? Because it's in a bag. There are instructions in here. You can read all about it. All the safety information is in there. And you'll end up with a bag that has 2 parts, a resin and a hardener. And you want to slide this clip out just like that and throw that part away. And then you want to mix these 2 together. They're actually 1 bag that has been separated and shipping by the clip. So you want to set a timer, and then you want to massage the bag like this. You just want to mix and mix and mix and mix. You don't have to worry about bubbles. You don't have to worry about anything. You just want to mix a lot, okay? Mix, mix, mix. This is a great job for the kids to do. Mix, 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 mix. I'm just going to do these 4, but the situation is the same for all of them, okay? I'm just going to show you on these 4 right now. So once you've been stirring for 3 minutes, you want to snip the corner off and you make a tiny little hole. You could probably do smaller than that. A tiny little hole, and you're going to drizzle your resin onto your work. You're going to start with the highest point first. So wherever the glass is the highest, that's where you want to go. And you want to drizzle just on the glass area first, okay? You want to make sure that your artwork is totally dry. That means the glue, if you used any glue, has to be dry, and the paint has to be totally dry before you do the resin part. I had somebody call me last year, and they had mixed up the resin but then decided not to pour it yet, and they left the resin mixed. You can't do that. The resin will set up, guys. Believe it or not, that's how it works. It will set up in about 30 minutes. It gets hard and you can't work with it anymore, depending on how warm your room is. So I'm just going over just the glass area first, okay? Because we want to make sure that that stuff gets stuck. If we were to run out of resin, it's okay as long as the glass is covered. You're not going to run out of resin, but I like to err on the side of caution. Okay, now I'm going back and I'm going over the rest of the painted area and the rest of the glass. And it seeks its own level, so it's going to find it's going to like ooze down into each of the little spaces that that you see on here. It's going to come down and cover all of that, okay? All right. Now we do this part. Look at that. We got 4 of them done with this one bag of resin. I have a little bit left over, but there's plenty enough to do all 4 of them. And so then you'll just let those dry overnight. Don't let anybody touch them. Make sure they're in a room temperature space. And tomorrow you'll be able to drill a hole in the top of them. You might be able to, this isn't a toothpick, but you might be able to clean them out tonight. In about 30 minutes, if you're around, you could make that hole. Right now it's just going to keep resin running down in there, so it won't really work for right now, but later on it will. If you want to clean those out, you can do that in about 30 minutes. And when you're all finished with that and they're dry tomorrow, make the hole open again, and then you can put your leather, here it is, then you can put your leather through them. I like to put the leather through and then tie the top of it like this. I just think it looks good that way. Tie the top of it in a knot like that, and they're ready to hang on your tree. You can sign the back of it, put the date on the back of it. You will have some drips like this on the back, but I think that just shows that it's handmade. If you don't like the drips, you can always take a sander and sand this down, or you can take a metal file and file them off. But I kind of like it. That doesn't bother me at all. Oh, I forgot about our church, and we have our church too. I'll bring it over here so it can get a place in the show. There we go. So one resin packet will do this whole church as well, and you'll set it up on cups just like you did these. I appreciate all of you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great evening.